This is Korfball, the world's only mixed team sport from the highest level with the international athletes to the school playground. Korfball is the only sport where both genders play together on completely even terms. In play, a starting team consists of 4 boys and 4 girls, each directly opposing members of their own gender. Therefore, an end of 2 boys and 2 girls in attack, and likewise in defence. The ends swap every 2 goals. A match consists of 2 30-minute halves. Korfball is a controlled contact sport. Therefore, a player cannot gain an advantage by contacting their opponent. Dribbling and running with the ball is illegal as it is classed as solo play. Korfball was invented in Holland in 1901 by a schoolmaster by the name of Nico Broekhuizen. It was demonstrated in 1902 and then internationally by the 1970s. It had since increased to over 50 countries by the early 21st century. Since it was created in Holland, it has become the nation's main sport, over sports like basketball and football. In England, it has become more known in recent years, holding the grand finals in the iconic Copper Box Arena at the Olympic Park in 2019, with a turnout of over 3,000 in attendance, which is the biggest event in England Korfball history.
My favourite thing is that you can be playing as a team with like all ages in it. So I'll be meeting people that are 40, older, or younger people, like helping train. Like I helped train the under 11s, which was quite sweet.
There's a lot of psychological studies that show that your childhood years are the most impressionable years, and if you really immerse yourself in a multi-sex, dynamic sport that's a team sport and it's challenging.
I just love playing it. I just love the sport. I think it's definitely a sport that everyone should be playing. It's such a social sport as well as has a competitive edge that is important for the different groups of people that want to play it. Some want to play at a recreational level, others want to play at a national and international level. So it's definitely can cater for different people and different kind of what they want to get out of it.
I felt at the time there was a lot more skill and opportunity within the game to think fast, move fast, and if you're free, take that shot, no matter if you're at the halfway line or underneath the post.
I think what's also special about it is it doesn't rely on physical attributes. It is also a thinking game. You have to have the right tactics in order to achieve the results. You won't just get there by being the strongest. You have to have some kind of understanding of where to be, what kind of plays to run, things like that. So I like the fact that it's both a thinking game and also a bit of a competitive physical game.
You can stay competitive in the sport and you can have the opportunity to progress quite high playing for teams, like playing for the England team. I was just doing it mainly for the exercise and social side of things, because there's a lot of the social side of Korfball is quite big, like going out, we'll always do a Christmas meal, everything like that is always happening.
So the impact Korfball has, it's huge impact. My father got me involved in Korfball. He was very passionate about it, and I kind of joined in at a young age and kind of made a lot of friends there, made a lot of both boys and girls, and I think that's what's really special about Korfball. It brings both boys and girls together, men and women, and forms kind of an equal partnership, and they're working together in order to achieve the best result and hopefully get the win.
I like the versatility of the game, and also being a mixed sport, it was different to anything that I tried before. Even when I played football at a young age and cricket and things like that, the teams were always segregated. And I think just having the boys playing with the girls was just like a fun dynamic for me, especially like at a young age when I had a lot of friends that were boys and girls.
I think that it's had a huge impact for a lot of people in terms of, I know I taught a boy and I know there's been others that have kind of suffered kind of with their mental health and kind of speaking to people and socialising. And I know Korfball has a kind of a special way of really bringing the best out of people, really getting them out of their comfort zones, but also building their self-esteem, getting them to make friends that perhaps they just wouldn't in real life, in normal life.
I feel that shaped me as a person in my professional life, in my university work, my ability to work within teams and present and coach. That's kind of translated into my leadership skills now. Definitely impacted me a lot, character building wise, which has taught me some invaluable skills for life.
You also have the opportunity just to stay playing as a lower level. Like every team has lower levels that is still fun to play in and it's still competitive, but it's not like one of those sports where if you're just not good enough, if you're not good enough to become part of the England team or higher up teams, you have to quit. Like, it's one where you can just keep on playing because you love the sport and you love playing with people that you're friends with.
There's lots of things to like about Korfball. The main thing for me was the pace of the game. I found it a lot more exciting than sort of netball that I played at school. I was actually approached at a young age to trial for the England Netball Academy. And after trying Korfball, I think I just realised the sort of differences within the sport and the significance of having a defence over a shot. So with netball, obviously you can shoot over a defender, and in Korfball, if you're defended, you can't shoot. So that definitely makes the game more exciting because it's more difficult.
So the biggest achievement I have had is, there's a few actually I can think of. So that's a coach. I think the biggest achievement I had was taking our team to the Korfball, which is an Olympic arena, in which we were fighting for promotion. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it, but we came close. I think as a player, I played in a few cup finals at under 15s level and under 16 level. And I think also playing on a week in, week out basis against the top clubs. When we were in the National League, that was definitely an achievement that I felt I really enjoyed and took part in. I think the biggest achievement though has to be refereeing at the Under-19 World Cup. I was an assistant referee at that game, and also I think my other biggest referee achievement was refereeing the third, fourth games and a semi-final at the Korfball for our England Korfball League finals.
Also non-contact and all these kind of components come together, and you learn a lot at a very young age, and I definitely feel that shaped me as a person.
Going back to my point, I think Korfball's got a huge future in schools. I think it's got a huge future in both university and across nationwide. I think that university is really big. I think a lot of people that I know started at university and now carry on playing as a result of playing it there. I think that children is obviously up and coming with all those events. I think that definitely will be a huge thing in the future, and I think where schools have both boys and girls in their classroom, it's in a game that teachers can just pick up and play as a mixed team together.
On a more personal level, I've met a lot of lovely people, made a lot of friends for life. There's a huge network, me and vast range of people, and people that will help me professionally, and also if I need someone to catch up with for a cup of tea. And that's nice. And I also think the opportunity from a young age to play with adults as well is really amazing. So I made a lot of friends that were sort of 40, 50 years older than me, and there's a lot you can learn from being friends with people older than you. And in some sports they are very strict with their age bracket still, and I definitely think as a player I developed to that professional high standard through playing against people that were physically stronger than me and larger than me. It challenged me in a way that I had to be smarter about the way I played, because I was often, as a 14, 15-year-old girl, a lot smaller than some of the big men that were on the opposing teams. Obviously you don't directly mark against the men, but you're still impacted by their gameplay. You have to strategically move out of their way, and you have to play a different sport when you're playing against people that are older than you and stronger than you. So that definitely had an impact on me as well, playing with different ages and learning a lot from all the different people that I've met, as well as loving the game. And it's definitely had an impact on me in a way that I'll continue playing. It's a bit difficult. My university doesn't actually have a korfball team, but I know a lot of them do. We're looking into starting one at Bath University.
I think in order to go to the next few levels, I think we got onto BBC Sport. That was last year at the grand finals. That was a big stepping stone. And I think if we can pursue that in the future after this horrible pandemic, then that is definitely a way to go. And I think that through more advertisement, more spreading of the word, and just getting people playing, because once they seem to play the sport, they seem to actually want to carry on playing and get involved.
I think as a sport, it's going to keep growing and it will become more popular over time, because obviously it's not the most popular sport, but as gender equality in sport becomes more prevalent and more important, I think it's going to become more of a significant sport in that aspect, because obviously you have the equal teams of boys and girls, and it isn't an issue if you're a boy or a girl. Like both are more than important on the team and can become part, like very high up. You've got to have the equal opportunities, which is quite nice.
So yeah, I definitely would recommend korfball. I think it's a very good active sport, and it's one where it can cater for whatever level you want to play at as a person, and you'll definitely make some good friends for life, and it'll definitely help you as a person.